Most people assume a tired, sagging or swollen face is simply a sign of aging. They look in the mirror and immediately blame time, believing that dull skin, heavier cheeks and deeper lines are something they must accept. But what if many of these changes don't come from age at all? What if they come from something far simpler, something happening silently beneath the surface? A long-term observation by Japanese preventive health experts revealed something remarkable. For a large number of seniors, especially those above 60, facial aging is strongly influenced by circulation and fluid movement inside the body. When blood doesn't rise properly, the skin loses vitality. When lymph doesn't drain, puffiness appears under the eyes and along the jaw. When breathing becomes shallow with age, facial muscles tighten and the overall expression becomes heavier. These changes look like aging, but they're actually signs that the pathways responsible for flow have slowed down. And the good news? When those pathways open again, the face begins to change. Naturally. Gently. Without surgery, needles, or complicated routines. The Japanese have practiced these techniques for generations, and many elders there show a kind of glow that has nothing to do with cosmetics. They simply keep their circulation alive. Today's video is about understanding and restoring that flow. We're going to explore 3 key points on the body, simple areas that, when touched correctly, help the face regain softness, color, lightness, and lift. These points sit at the base of the skull, along the neck, and beneath the collarbone. Each one plays a role in how the face drains, breathes, and expresses itself. Before we begin, take a moment and think about this. Aging does not happen in a straight line. Some parts of the body age faster than others, and some areas change simply because they've been ignored for too long. When a muscle stays tense for years, it begins to shape the skin above it. When breath remains shallow, oxygen doesn't reach the areas that need it. And when posture collapses, everything on the face starts to shift downward. You're not fighting age. You're restoring movement. Let's start with the first point, the base of the skull. This is an area most people never touch, yet it is one of the most important gateways for circulation to reach the face. If you place your fingers at the back of your head, right under the curve of the skull, you'll feel a small hollow space. This is where the brainstem meets the spine, and where blood and lymph either move smoothly or get stuck. When this point becomes restricted, the flow to the face slows down. People begin noticing dullness, loss of glow, heaviness around the eyes, and an overall tired expression. But when you press this point gently and move it in slow circles, something almost immediate begins to happen. Blood rises, lymph drains, and the head feels lighter. 10 slow breaths in one direction, 10 breaths in the other, followed by a soft 5-second hold is all it takes. This simple touch creates warmth through the scalp and behind the eyes. Many people feel a sudden clarity, as if fog has lifted. And no, this is not magic. This is biology. This is what happens when pressure at an important pathway is released. Traditional Japanese families treat this area as part of daily self-care, not beauty care. Because when the upper circulation flows freely, the face begins to wake up again. You may notice your cheeks feel lighter, your eyes look more open, and even your posture shifts. This one point supports everything above it. Now let's move to the second point, the long muscle along the side of the neck. If you trace your fingers from behind your ear down toward your collarbone, you'll feel the sternocleidomastoid muscle. Even the name sounds complicated, but the point is simple. This muscle controls the flow to and from the face. When it tightens, nothing moves. Blood struggles to come up, and lymph struggles to go down. The result is a heavy lower face, deeper smile lines, puffiness along the jawline, and even stiffness around the mouth. People see these changes and think, my face is sagging. But in many cases, it's not sagging, it's swelling. Swelling caused by a muscle that has become too tight to let anything pass. Finding this point is easy. Move your fingers gently along the neck until you reach a soft, tender area halfway down. Then, with the same pressure you'd use to touch your own eyelid, press and hold for 3 seconds. Release. Repeat a few times. Always gentle, always slow. This muscle responds to kindness, not force. Something calming happens when you do this. The throat feels more open. The face feels less weighed down. You might even feel your jaw unclench. Releasing this muscle reduces tension that builds up from talking, swallowing, shallow breathing, or years of poor posture. When it relaxes, everything above it begins to move again. Some people describe the sensation as my expression coming back, because emotion and identity are stored strongly in this part of the neck. Now let's move to the third point, just beneath the collarbone. This area is often overlooked, yet it plays a massive role in facial swelling, jawline heaviness, and overall tightness. Beneath the collarbone is a crossroads where lymph drains into the chest, where breath expands, and where posture quietly shapes the upper body. When this area becomes stiff from stress, grief, shallow breathing, or simply aging, the face begins to hold fluid that was never meant to stay there. To find the point, place 4 fingers just below the center of your collarbone and press slowly downward. You may feel immediate tenderness. That tenderness is not a sign of weakness, it's communication. It means the body has been waiting for attention. Hold the pressure for 10 slow seconds, then massage in small circles. You might feel warmth spreading across the chest. You might feel a gentle release in the throat. You might even feel something shift downward from the face. This is the body doing exactly what it was designed to do: drain, release, reset. When the chest opens, the face empties. Swelling decreases. Color returns. The muscles around the eyes soften. Even your voice may sound clearer because the pathways that support expression are finally open again. Some elderly patients in Japanese clinics practiced this twice a day and experienced visible improvements, not just in appearance, but in energy, mood, and posture. Because when the face feels lighter, the entire body responds. All 3 of these points, the skull, the neck, and the chest, work like a quiet chain. When one opens, the next follows. When all 3 open, the face begins to reflect light again. Not because age has reversed, but because movement has returned. But there is one more truth that ties all of this together: the body does not respond to force. It responds to rhythm. These techniques work not because they push the skin, but because they invite the body back into flow. When you touch your face gently, regularly, patiently, you're not trying to fix it. You're building a relationship with it again. And relationships grow through presence, not pressure. This is why consistency matters. Not intensity. If you skip a day, you simply begin again. If you forget for a week, you still begin again. The body never punishes a kind return. It listens every time. And this brings us to a deeper understanding of aging. Aging does not make you fade. What makes people fade is the habit of not noticing themselves. Many stop touching their face, stop pausing, stop breathing deeply, stop caring for their body with attention. These techniques aren't about looking younger. They're about seeing yourself again. Your face is not a failure. It is a map, a living history of expression, emotion, resilience, and light. And if you follow it gently, it will guide you back to places you thought were lost. Glow is not youth. Glow is circulation. Glow is presence. Glow is the return of movement that time did not take away, we simply stopped giving it. So if you're still here, listening, maybe holding a mirror or touching your face, remember this: you are not late. You are exactly on time. The body never stops listening. It simply waits for you to return. And when you give it a little attention, every day, quietly, these pathways begin to open. The eyes soften. The face lifts. The breath deepens. The confidence follows. And the glow you thought was gone begins to rise again, not because you reversed time, but because you restored flow. If this resonated with you, leave a comment and tap like, it helps more than you know. And there's another video waiting for you that goes even deeper into restoring facial energy and vitality. Watch that next.